All right, we welcome back Senator Tommy Tuberville of the great state of Alabama. Senator Tuberville, as always, sir, welcome back. A couple things for you. First of all, we've been talking about, working class coalition, tremendous GOP pre-election turnout, registration advantages. I mean, it almost looks too good for Mr. Trump. I want to get your take on it. Is this coalition going to hold together for the duration of this evening? What you think, Senator?
I think so, Larry. I've been from New York all the way to California and in between. American people are hungry to get their country back. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you're an American, which I've met a lot of them that say, listen, I don't care what party I vote for, I'm voting to get the country back. Well, they're scared to death, Larry, of the border. The border is the main objective here. That and obviously the inflation. But I've talked to a lot of people in the last week. The groundswell for President Trump's there. They want leadership. They don't want a shadow government like we've had the last 4 years. Somebody from behind the scenes making all the calls. At least Joe Biden made a few calls, but when it came down to the pavement hitting the road, I don't know whether Kamala Harris is going to make any decisions in the next 4 years if she were to take office.
Any decision different? In other words, you think basically one of the underlying themes is it would be another 4 years of Biden-Harris, and the country doesn't want that. The country wants a different direction. Senator.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Larry. And again, I've been in Ohio the last few days. And I've seen a groundswell there of not just Republicans, but also Democrats. People are going out voting early. Charlie Hurt said a few minutes ago, and I was glad to hear him say that the American people are starting to learn, hey, if we're going to be able to vote early, let's don't wait to election day. Let's go vote now. Let's go get it over with. And sure enough, people have been doing that. Again, the last few days in Ohio has just been amazing how many people have gone out to vote. Again, Republican and Democrat, but a lot of people are going for the reason of they want their country back.
So let's say we stay with Ohio. Bernie Moreno, can he beat Senator Sherrod Brown? Sorry, staying in Ohio, can Bernie Moreno beat Senator Sherrod Brown?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's going to win there. I think he's going to win by 3 or 4 points, Larry. I think it's important that he does that. I think it's going to get us off to a good run because they close their polls pretty early. But I think 60 to 70% of the people had voted, Larry, up until Sunday. They didn't have voting yesterday, but they had early voting that was out the charts, and it looked really good for Republicans.
Well, let's lean back into the Senate story. I know you're bullish on the Republicans taking back the Senate. You're gonna win in West Virginia. Governor Justice is going to win. Mr. Xi looks very good in Montana to beat Senator Tester. But what about the other races? What about Michigan? You've got Rogers in Michigan. You mentioned Bernie Moreno. You've got a couple others that look good. David McCormick, my pal in Pennsylvania. I don't know if you've been traveling with those folks and helping them, or what do you think of the story?
Yeah, we've been working all of them, Larry. Most senators have been out at some of the individual places. And the thing I'm excited about, Kerry Lake has really pulled up strong late. Sam Brown has got a great chance. I think those two are going to go hand in hand with what President Trump's going to do. And, of course, you got Jim Justice that's going to win. Tim Sheehy's going to win Montana. He's going to beat Tester up there. Again, American people want their country back. But Mike Rogers looks good. I think the senator running in Wisconsin might be the biggest surprise of the night, going against Tammy Baldwin. And we see that neck and neck. Hopefully he's able to pull across the finish line. That would give us, right now we're going to get 51, but I think we got a chance to get 53, 54, maybe even 55, Larry.
And thinking about that, I mean, this is a turning point. This is the best election arithmetic. The arithmetic gets worse in the next 2 years, in the next 4 years. Some credit goes to Steve Daines, I think, for pulling this thing together. A bunch of candidates. Where would you start, Senator Tuberville? All right, so you win this thing. If Trump wins, you carry the Senate by more than 51 votes. You'll get some help from the House. Where to begin, Senator Tuberville?
Our new tax bill, Larry. We got to get the tax cuts bill redone. I mean, it's got to be done the right way. The Democrats wanted to add 50, 60 billion in child tax credits. We couldn't do that. We had a vote on it, but we've got to get this done. We've got to get it across the finish line. Obviously, the border is going to be a huge topic. We cannot allow 4 more years of people just coming across the border. Again, I've seen people flying in with me from out of the country that are coming, going to red states. They're doing the best that they possibly can to take this election with people coming out from out of the country and across the border. But we've got to secure the border, we got to get the tax cuts done, and we got to get to pumping oil again, Larry. That's going to be the main thing to get inflation down, to get prices down.
Just one more 30 seconds. Last night, President Trump said if the new president of Mexico doesn't cooperate and the new remain in Mexico, right? They gave us 25,000 troops a few years back. He would slap a 25% tariff on all of Mexican exports to the U.S. That was his threat to AMLO, the earlier president, which worked. I don't know if you followed that story or not, but he's negotiating right now.
Oh, yeah. What's happened, Larry? They've got a new president there, and she's just as far left as the previous president. Something's got to be done, and it can only be done by putting pressure on Mexico in terms of what's going on with tariffs, the things done at the border. But they've got to have help. President Trump got help out of the Mexican government with their military back when he was president. So we've got to have help at the border with Mexico. But the only way to do that is put pressure on them through tariffs and maybe even stopping flow of trade through the border.
All right, an optimistic Senator Tuberville. Thank you, sir. As always, we appreciate it.